Everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I am going to be discussing with you 5 things that you can do right now to start seeing some results in your waistline. I know the title says over 40, however, this works for anybody who has an extended belly, that has a bloated belly. I'm not talking to those of you who have sagging bellies, and when I mean sagging bellies, that means you have a combination of excess body fat and loose skin, which is somewhere around where I'm at. So I'm talking to those of you who are dealing with an extended belly, dealing with constant bloat, and that's what you see in the mirror. I've always had a flat stomach. However, I do deal with, a little flab, a little fupa. We all do. But I'm going to get rid of it, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. But let's address the most important thing that you should be doing when it comes to your waistline is getting the inflammation down out of your digestive system. So I'm going to show you what those I'm going to tell you what those 5 steps are. Number 1 and 2 are very closely related because our body does not process it very well. It doesn't mean that you can't have them from time to time. You can find some form of balance, but if you want this ultimate goal of yours, you're going to have to cut out sugar and alcohol. Those are the 2 things that I'm starting off with first, because it has everything to do with what you're putting in your body. It has everything to do with your health, and your liver just does not process sugar and alcohol very, very well. So what happens is when you consume those things in habit or in excess, what happens is you will get excess body fat around your midsection. Let's think about this. Fat is actually not a bad thing. Excess fat is a bad thing. So if you have excess body fat, it is an indication that something that you are doing is not right for your body. That's what over excess of body fat really means. Our bodies do not want to lose body fat because we do need a portion of it to survive. There are 2 types of body fat, but I am talking about the one that is around your midsection that you are also assuming that it's all fat when you may just have a very extended belly from inflammation. So that is caused by alcohol and sugar. Now, alcohol for most of us might be an easy thing to cut out in our diet, but sugar is very hard to do because it's implanted in all of the foods that we eat. I would say most of our extremely processed foods, because in reality all foods are processed. They go through a system, a cleaning or whatever that may be, before it gets on the shelf or into the area that we like to be most in, the produce section. So sugar can be very hard to cut out. It is easy. You do recognize what they are. You do understand that there's candy, there's donuts, cakes, just junk food. They all have some form of sugar in it, whether it be sucrose, whether it be high fructose corn syrup, whether it be natural flavors, all of these different things, they are in our foods. Be very aware of it. So I am not saying that you should never indulge from time to time in these things. However, I am saying if that is your goal and that's what you want to have happen with your body, you need to stop it. It's no other way you can do it. So 1, cut out alcohol, which can be easy for some people, and 2, sugar. Cut it out. Just cut it out. I'm speaking to myself as well. So since I just mentioned some things you have to cut out, let's talk about some things you probably should be adding in. You definitely want to do number 3, which is called consuming a low carb diet. Let's start to add in things like broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, any vegetable that you can think of, and preferably green vegetables because they are best for your digestive health. You digest them better. Now, you may come across where there's a particular vegetable that your body doesn't digest well. If you feel and notice that, then that means it's not right for you. So try it out. Start to add in things that are better for your body. Start to add in vegetables. They are a carb or carbohydrates, but they are considered a fibrous carbohydrate. And when we talk about fiber, we're talking about digestive system. We're talking about it being your body able to break that down. It helps your body to break down all foods. So add in more green vegetables. That is number 3. So 1, cut out the alcohol. 2, avoid the sugar at all costs. And 3, add in more vegetables. It would definitely help with your sugar cravings if you have them. You're going to have to use a level of self-control. There's no other way to it. And again, I am speaking to myself as well because we all deal with this. I'm no different than you are. But we know what we need to do. We just have to do it. And so I'm providing you the information of the steps within my journey, and we're going to do this together. So the next 2, which is, we're going to talk about 4 and 5, but I'm going to speak separately on them because they both help to balance hormones. So in my new journey on this channel, I am going to be talking a lot about specific hormones that we need to balance out, especially as we get older. So even though this video says for people over 40, this is just about for anybody, even in your late 30s. You'll start to notice that weight loss is a little bit harder, or it may come a little bit slower. And there are just certain things like plateaus and things that we are concerned about. But I want you to not be concerned about that and try number 4, which is intermittent fasting. So with intermittent fasting, is something that I have tried off and on. There are some moments and seasons where it worked really good for me. And then there are some moments and seasons where my body is like, we are not going through this. I don't want to do it. And I have to listen to my body because I would be putting it under extreme stress if I force it too much to do something that my body is telling me at this moment in time is not the best for me. But try intermittent fasting. The most common intermittent fasting technique is called timing, is really what it's called, is a 6-18. So 18 hours of the day you are fasted, and 16 hours you are fasting, 8 hours, that's your feeding window. So you may have 2 or 3 meals, maybe 1 meal. It's totally up to you what you choose to do and what works for you. Now the timing will be different because it all depends on your lifestyle. I tend to do a 12 to 8 because that's the easiest for me. Some people can do a 10 to 6. Some people have to do a little bit later, like a 4 to midnight. It's totally up to you what timing, but that is the easiest form of intermittent fasting that you can do, like right now. And it's going to take some time to get used to it because your body is not used to that. We're not really meant to eat every day, all day, a whole lot, all the time. Our bodies are not meant to do that all the time. So try intermittent fasting. Another option for intermittent fasting that you can do is you can do them in alternating days, meaning that you can do a much longer fast than 18 hours, maybe 20 hours, and you eat within a 4-hour window, meaning you eat only once. Make sure it's no sugar. Make sure it's good protein if you are a meat eater, and definitely a lot of vegetables because that definitely helps to cleanse your system of toxins, and drink lots of water. So try intermittent fasting. Whatever way that works for you, try it and stick to it. Now, if you need to do a little bit more research on that, you can definitely check within my channel. I have done intermittent fasting before, but I will tell you there is one person that I particularly reach out to, or I learn most for when it comes with intermittent fasting, and that's Dr. Eric Bird. So check his channel out and get acclimated with what that is and how that would help you hormonal wise, and as well as losing some excess body fat. Because keep in mind, you can't really spot reduce, but you kind of can. But you have to do certain things that get your body to lose the weight all over. And these methods I am giving you has nothing to do with body type yet. It's just standard things that you can try and see if they work for you. So on to number 5. Number 5 is learn to de-stress. I know a lot of us think that lifting weights and weight training and kicking our asses day to day with this HIIT training, all of that, hey, it's good, it works, it helps you lose weight, it helps you get fit, it helps you get healthy. However, for some of us, that is a form of stress, and you don't want your cortisol levels to be high all the time. They have to come down, because if they're up all the time, it will create insulin, and you know what insulin does. It causes you to store body fat. So you don't want to put your body into stress all the time. You need time to rest. Sleep is very, very important. If you are not a person that gets really good sleep, you may want to try melatonin or CBD. Those two things help a great deal when it comes to getting some rest. When it comes to exercise, it's as simple as doing the things that you enjoy, whether it's bike riding, dancing, whatever it is, do it on a regular basis, at least 3 to 4 times a week. But every day, the best thing you can do to de-stress your mind, your body, your emotions is to walk every morning, 30 minutes every day. Simple. It's great on recovery. It's great in weight loss. It's great in de-stressing the body, the mind, and the spirit as well. So those are my 5 tips. So down below in the description box of this video, I have provided a link to a PDF planner. It's a journal, and it's actually a challenge. So I'm inviting you to this challenge. You're going to do this with me if you want to. If you don't want to, you ain't got to. But in that PDF, it actually helps you go through your mindset when it comes to whatever your personal goals are. It gets you started in planning, and it also helps you to track as well as check up on yourself, be accountable to yourself. And definitely check that PDF out, because it's going to help you through the journey that I'm taking you through with mine. And I'm going to be describing a lot of things. There's going to be another video that's going to explain these 5 steps a little bit more closely and a little bit more in depth, so you'll get an understanding if you have any questions. But definitely just ask me whatever you want to ask me down below in the below this video. Please do, because that definitely does help me to keep pushing and moving on and giving you guys the information that you really want to. So don't overcomplicate this. There are only 3 things that you should be doing in these 5, and you can choose whatever those 3 are out of that 5. But definitely check below in the description box for that PDF. If you're not a part of the Listen community, it is a community of women where we are helping each other live our best lives. There's hundreds of women there. We're all considered to be therapists to each other. Please join that community if you want to learn a little bit more. You can definitely join our GroupMe app and our Facebook group as well. But I wanted to throw that out there and get us started on this challenge. These are the things that we're going to be focusing on for the next 30 days. So for the next 30 days, I want you to pick 3. If you can do all 5, that is amazing, because I'm going to try. But if you can pick at least just 3 that you can commit to, because they are probably things that you're not quite doing the way you want to do them, make that your goal for the next 30 days, and let's see the progress happen for you. We're going to do this together. I'll see you guys in the next video.